Is today the day, Hector? What's up, everybody? Flames38 here, playing more Tears of the Kingdom. Got my COVID booster today, and I'm feeling some of the minor symptoms that come in the aftermath of that. Most notably a sore arm, but just slightly sniffly, slightly tired. So just telling you now, we're going to be a little bit low energy today, which is going to make it extra funny if this is the day. But we'll see. If I can remember to bring out my paraglider at the correct time, then maybe we have a shot at this. God, remember My Hero Academia? I am like 3 seasons behind now. There's a point where they start doing stuff with Deku's powers where I went, oh, that's the opposite of why I found Deku an interesting and engaging character. And I don't know about this. And I didn't mean to like completely give up. That was just like, there was a point where I had the conscious thought of like, oh, that's less interesting than what I've been enjoying from the show so far. And that just happened to be the point where I stopped watching. You know, probably not a coincidence, but it wasn't a conscious choice. What is a conscious choice is me fucking dying. I was about to say fucking killing these archers all at once because they had gathered. You saw at least 2 of them definitely would have been killed at the same time. I was really looking forward to a nice slam attack that could take 2, maybe 3 archers at once. Nope, we're starting slow today, both in terms of commentary energy and gameplay. Looks like that's how it's going to be. Oh boy. Editing this Let's Play is either going to be a breeze or the most tedious Let's Play I've ever done. I don't think it's going to be a middle ground. Because I've decided there's a good amount of it I'm going to be skipping over. So it's not like all 50 hours of the playthrough so far. It's probably more than that at this point. Are going to be shown. So I get to skip over a lot, but I also have to figure out, like, okay, did I have any fun little one-liners in the middle of a run? Do I leave that in, or do I just skip over it for the sake of keeping things smooth and comprehensive for the viewer? Even with all the stuff edited out, I think it's fair to say this is probably going to be a long one. Just when all is said and done. I think this is going to be a long Let's Play. Will it be longer than if I just played through the game normally? Honestly, getting to the point where I'm thinking maybe. It's starting to get close, I think. I think it's different for everybody because it depends on how many side quests you do. The amount of side quests I do would be different if it was all on recording versus if I was playing on my own. I like to 100% games on my own, but if I know it's being recorded, I'm like, that's probably not the most thrilling content in the world. Although it would be for some people, but there's other channels you can check for those. You come here for Link being shirtless, and like it or not, that's what you're getting. So, yeah. I came up with some more Attack on Titan thoughts, and I'm not going to share all of them. But I've decided I am actually going to share just one more thing, because I feel like I came in really negative. And in case I know I pretended to keep it a mystery, but in case it wasn't clear, it was not my favorite. In the end, it was not my favorite show, and it certainly wasn't my favorite finale to a show I've ever seen. had my qualms with it for sure. But instead of talking about the show itself, I am just going to talk about the big basement reveal at the end of season 3 a little bit more, and specifically who I watched it with, and what some of the discussion was. Because I remember seeing those couple episodes and being like, okay, this could be really, really cool, but also it just feels, the vibe is a little bit weird that they're using very, like, Nazi and Holocaust-based imagery. It's not necessarily a one-to-one parallel, but oh boy, the imagery is very, very close. And the person I was watching it with had read the manga, and I had the question of, like, I'm concerned about how well they're going to handle that. And I don't think this was meant to be sassy. I think it was meant to be a legitimate comparison point that he thought was going to be helpful for me. But he looked me in the eye and he said, I would say it handles it as well, if not better, than how JoJo handled Nazis. And I've never been read harder in my life. Because part 2 is my favorite JoJo part. And it sure does feature the main characters being like, thank God the Nazis showed up, which is not a great thing for any character to say ever. In context, the Nazis showed up to help fight the evil, omnicidal vampires. But still, it's not a great look. Yeah, that was... That was a hard read, whether or not it was intended to be that way. Come on, man. Why? In the same way that here's where I'll leave it. And I know I promised several times I'm done talking about Attack on Titan, but this time I'm not talking about the details of the show itself. I'm just talking about general vibes of fandom. If anyone says, oh, Attack on Titan is the most flawless anime ever, and it's perfect in every way, and there's no problems with it, I would probably have qualms with you. I probably wouldn't get along with you. But if you're a big Attack on Titan fan, and you recognize that, like, yeah, there's bits that could have been handled better, and it's not perfect, but I still really appreciate a lot of the really interesting story decisions and ways that plot aspects lined up with each other and a lot of the character work. I'm never going to begrudge you for being a fan of something that I think is flawed. Because I like JoJo, and part 2 is my favorite part. And it would be incredibly hypocritical of me to say that you are not allowed to enjoy something that definitely has flaws and definitely has aspects that are like, oh, I don't really agree with how the use of World War II imagery was incorporated here. So, yeah. Any criticism I have made of a show or any media that on this channel, if I've ever had a take that you disagreed with because I didn't like something that you liked, please know that is never meant to be a judgment of you as a person. It is a judgment of my taste and thoughts on a topic. Yeah, people should get to enjoy things. That's my main take. Unless the thing is, like, legitimately awful. There are lines to be drawn, but for the most part, just find what you like. And don't worry about what some idiot on the internet thinks about it. If you like it, you like it. I challenge you to always be thinking, and this is the film major in me talking. This is not me saying, hey, I think you're dumb if you don't do this. It's just me saying, hey, I think it's good to do this. It's a good mental exercise. I challenge you to, like, actively think about why you like a thing. And identify the specific details that really appeal to you, because that's going to help you find other things you like. And I think it will overall, if you're not the kind of person who does that, if you usually just consume media and you just go, I like that, I didn't like it, and you don't really think about why, I think your enjoyment of things in general will be enhanced if you do a little bit more analysis. because I don't know, in a weird way, you kind of understand yourself a little bit more if you can pinpoint something and be like, oh, that specific thing I thought was handled poorly, or oh, that character really clicks with me because of things. I've probably talked about this on the channel before. I didn't realize, like, I've always known I loved my older brother. I didn't realize how much I loved my older brother until I, like, watched 2 or 3 shows in a row that had one of the main characters be a younger brother who super idolized their older brother, and me getting weirdly emotionally attached to that younger brother character. Like, I had to think about it before I realized it's like, oh, it's because I have an older brother that I also really respect and love. So, yeah, it's just good to just think about why you like or dislike things, because it's just good. It's just good. It's just good. Ironically, I've already been brought up in the past 10 minutes. The 2 shows in question were My Hero Academia and JoJo. It was Ida from My Hero and Okuyasu from JoJo are both characters that I care a lot about, and I have a lot of intense feelings about. Anyways, you know who I don't have a lot of intense feelings for, aside from intense hatred, is these fuckers. Fuck you. Just let me swing the sword a little bit. Alright, we're looking for Knight's Broadswords, like that. Do I have weapon slots? Yes, I should be able to pick that one up. Surely I'll be able to find one more. Soldiers. I hear him coming. Oh, lordy, coming. Alright, one of you fuckers gotta be a knight's. There's one. And then we'll do a quick loop to see if it... You get to see the cycle a little bit more, in case it hasn't bored you to death already. You haven't seen the cycle too many times with my upgraded equipment, though. Maybe the vibes are a little bit different now that you have access to this thrilling gameplay. I don't know if you've shown footage of me kicking this guy's ass with the with this thing too much. No, not that. No, not that. We're saving that for a very special occasion. This guy goes down real quick with a weapon of 70 rating. And also, now that I've defeated it, this is just, I mentioned this. These pop-up windows were really obnoxious, and I still get some of them because I never got the black boss bokoblin horn. But since I defeated a boss bokoblin in the overworld, I don't get like the pop-up for the boss bokoblin toes or whatever they are anymore. I don't get a pop-up for Knight's Broadswords anymore. Like, it was never so frustrating that I felt the need to commentate on it, but like, I would say like a solid 10 to 15 minutes of this entire playthrough is just me clicking through windows because I'm picking up an item that in this life, in this go-around, I have this is a save in which I have not picked up the weapon before, even though in other even though I'm picking them up every single time, the game is still like, well, we're reading your save, and according to your save, you haven't picked this up yet. I really thought I was going to break it. Please don't spit. Please don't spit at me. That's fine. Would like to knock this guy down. Although he's going to be... Nah, I won't, actually. Or I will? Is this him? Okay. I'm mostly just worried about the spit at this point, in case it wasn't clear. I can never get the perfect dodge on that until the very last one. I don't know why. That's so consistently something I miss until the last swing. Oh shit, this is bad because he's swinging too. Oh, but I'm in invincible mode. When I'm in... That was good. That was good. It turned out okay. Nice try. Alright, someone over here dropped a Knight's Broadsword. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Do I have the space for it? Yes! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Looking good, Joker. I've never played Persona 5 in my life. But, like, it's not that I don't want to. I just haven't. I haven't gotten to it. Don't own it. But that was... I said that nonchalantly as if that is... I have made a conscious effort to not play it, and that is not the case. It's just a game that I have not played. Forgive me. Here's a legitimately, this actually almost unmakes up for all the windows, all the pop-up windows. Me having to scroll over to my bombs every time, because on my previous saves, that was where my bomb menu already was, and now on this save, like, I could technically resave over what I'd already done if I really wanted to cut down on that, but I don't think... God damn it. If there is any justice, it won't be worth the time. Which doesn't really make sense, because the time it takes would be about the same time as it would to take a new save, but you know what I mean. Alright, I gotta make a good weapon to fight these moblins with. What do I usually like to do? I think I usually put the moblin horn, yeah. These days, that's the strategy. Cool. Don't know why I picked... Hey, I didn't get the pop-up window, even though I should have. I picked it up right as it faded to black. I hope this doesn't break the game as soon as this part starts. Okay. I was worried if that pop-up activated in the middle of a transition that it like wouldn't let me X out of it, potentially. But we're good. All good. I almost just died there. I'm still getting a little bit cocky with the moblins. I need to chill a little bit. But also, it is very fun to kill these guys in just 1 or 2 shots. This guy needs a couple. Got to Colgera in less than 20. Not terrible. Wish I could be doing better, but not terrible. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm leaving all this part in. That's sure. Yeah, it's not. Let's make this Let's Play longer. Let's make it longer to watch. This is what everyone wanted. Okay. No, we hold on to that for the spear, I think. I did do a little bit more thinking, and I technically have more of a plan as to what to do against Seized Construct. It's a dumb plan, but it is technically more of a plan. But we'll get there when we get there, and we might not get there. How does this work? This seems like something that you would swing with. Okay, no, all right, cool. That doesn't really make sense why you would make your weapon look like that if it's still a spear that's only meant for stabbing, but okay. Looks cool. Looks like I'm a Bayonetta character. Anyways. I really needed to... I should have put a little more thought into Okay, no, that's pushing it. Should have put a little more thought into how I could deal with this boss before I settled into my only touch grass plan. Oh, right, I forgot. That's not the first. Maybe on his way back down, maybe? Hell yeah, thank you, man. Rat. That's good to know. He goes up and then he comes back down, and his spheres are vertical at both times. Perfect. Alright, let's jump into it. God bless. Where you going, buddy? I think arrows pass straight through those claws, but I don't want to risk it if I don't have to. All right. I can't express how much I wish I could just skip. I'd rather skip over the bokoblins than this guy. But oh my god, motion controls don't love me sometimes. But I can't express how much I wish I could just skip past this guy. Not because I'm scared of him, because I am bored of him. Should have saved only good anime discourse for this guy. It's pretty mindless to fight him at this point. What else is going on in my life? Not a lot since last recording, I'd say that much. Yeah, guys, I got nothing. If there was something more interesting happening on screen, I'm sure I could say something about it. But you're seeing this as well as I am. Damn, I don't think I'm gonna get the. Yeah, I'm not gonna get the classic blunder. I did talk to a friend the other day that made me feel very, very justified in a take I have had for a little bit. Which is, we were talking about Bollywood movies, and then we got into, so it was a group of friends, and there's one person specific that I started having one conversation with, but the thing that started it was, discussions of Telugu and how it's like not only is it its own dialect, it's also like has its own film industry that is like different from Bollywood. When people talk about Bollywood, that is different from the Telugu cinema, which is sometimes called Tollywood, to emphasize the difference. and how RRR is not really a Bollywood film; it's a Tollywood film. And I brought up of like, yeah, and it was really dumb that Netflix couldn't get the Tegelu dub. Is it a dub if it's original language? I don't know. It's not really a dub technically, is it? But anyways, Netflix only had the English and Hindi dubs, and like I was talking about, like, yeah, I didn't want to watch it in English because that I feel like would have taken me out of it. Like anime dubs, I've really grown on board with. Especially nowadays, there's some really good English anime dubs out there. But watching live action movies dubbed, I still think is he just took that one like a champ, did he? Watching live action movies dubbed, still I think my brain can't. It's not to say that dubs are always bad, but my brain still has a little disconnect. So I was like, yeah, I watched it in Hindi, but I was weird because I was still watching a dub. It felt really weird. And he went, yeah, and then that transitioned to like, so what did you think of RRR? And there's like a moment of silence because I don't think he knew that I have, you know, I'm no expert, but like I've seen some Indian movies. I have some experience in that realm. And so does he. And there was a moment, I don't know who said it first, but one of us was like, it was fun. It was a fun movie. I'm surprised it was as big of a success as it was. And I was like, yeah, like I really enjoyed it. And I'm really happy a lot of people liked it. And then at almost the same time, we were both like, but there's way better Indian movies out there. Why was this the one that really took off? Sorry, this is my mandatory hydration break for Mucktorok. And it was kind of a relief because it's weird to like watch a movie that you legitimately truly really enjoy and also complain that it's as popular as it is. Not that it's really popular, that it's popular and there are other movies that are better that are not as popular. There's a lot of really good Indian movies out there, guys. 3 Idiots, I think, is probably my top 10 best movies of all time. I probably should have specified favorite instead of best. I think there is a distinction between those two. But, like, I would say it deserves to be up there for best. It's really, really good, guys. And there's a lot of other really fun ones. And, yeah, both of us had a discussion of, like, we did both really like RRR. However, we wish there were other movies that were equally as popular. And I don't know, hopefully a good amount of people saw RRR and went, oh, Indian cinema is good. I should check out more of it. That's kind of my hope as to what RRR is capable of culturally. But I don't know, I haven't really checked in with anyone where RRR was their first Indian movie to see if they've checked out anything else. Maybe I should check in with folks, see if they've been doing their homework, which you should. 3 Idiots is great. I've seen a good amount of the classics. I've seen DDLJ. Oh, some of the names are escaping me, but I promise I've seen a good amount of the big ones. I do think 3 Idiots is my favorite, and by a considerable amount. Here was the problem: is the reason I got into it is because I was dating someone who had some experience in Indian film as well, and wanted to show me some. And they started with 3 Idiots, and I hadn't even seen any other ones yet. But 3 Idiots ended, and I said, you may have made a mistake with starting with this one. I know it seemed like a smart idea to start with what might be the best one, because that guarantees I get hooked. On the other hand, I'm going to be comparing every single movie, not every single Indian movie, every single movie I watch from forever on out to, but was it as good as 3 Idiots? And the answer is probably going to be no. Fuck you. That's just in case he gets up, because he probably will. Clean things up a little bit around here, why don't we? That's fine. We might be able to finish him before he jumps, but I'm not confident in that. Yes! Nice! Well done, Link. Well done, Link and CCH Pounder. That's why I thought of that, actually. That's why, because that conversation reminded me of Dawn, which is not like a high-quality movie, but it's a very fun movie. It has face-off vibes. Like, we had the conversation, I went home, and I was like, just thinking more about how, like, yeah, there are a lot of really good and fun, and sometimes both, Indian movies. And I was just racking my brain of, like, other ones I had seen that I'd enjoyed, and I thought of Dawn, and then I thought of Face Off, because Dawn gives Face Off vibes, and then I remembered, and I hope I'm remembering this correctly, that CCH Pounder is in Face Off, and I was like, oh, CCH Pounder, she's everywhere in my brain these days. Anyways, we can drop this, or not drop that, don't drop it. Don't give it to Johnny. We will drop this. And then fuse. And then head on back over to CCH Pounder. No! God damn it. Why did I run straight to her? I know the attack pattern. She slams down with her claws and shoots tornadoes at me. I wasn't supposed to do that. I knew it was coming, but it was too late by the time I realized it. Damn it. That was very funny. I'm not even mad about that. Like, the fact that I realized just a second too late is very good timing. So, anyways, we are 33 minutes into recording, and just know it probably takes that amount of time. Anytime I cut to Colgera, it probably takes about as long as it did that time that you just watched. Just every time the camera cuts, keep that in mind. Pray for me, guys. So I don't mean to call anyone out, but I'm going to go ahead and guess not many of you actually prayed for me. And I'm just going to say, come on. You can spare 10 seconds and just be like, hey, God, help this guy out. And if you do that, and then you reach out to 10 more people and have them send prayers to you, and also to me, then it's just like, and you can make your own hours. In this regard, you're kind of your own boss, but eventually, it's just kind of a positive feedback loop where everyone's getting a bigger and bigger amount of prayers, and it's just good for everybody. Sure. I should relearn how a pyramid scheme works. Like, my brain understands that it's bad and it's a ripoff that will, in the end, only profit the highest tiers of the pyramid. That's why they call it that. But, like, mathematically, I learned how it works at some point, and then I forgot. And I don't know. That just seems like that's one of those things of, like, I don't know if it will be useful to have this information, but it feels like I should know that. You know? There's certain things. Like, everyone makes fun of, like, yeah, a lot of the math you learn in high school, you're never actually going to use in real life. And that is true. And I don't know if every single high schooler needs to learn calculus, you know? I'm glad I did because it made me feel smart, but I don't think it's, like, necessary. Have I forgotten most of it? Yes, absolutely. But I like knowing that, like, I learned calculus, and I got a good grade in it. I was good at that shit, and then I forgot all of it. So, like, calculus, that's right around the line of, like, not everyone needs to know that. Algebra is one of those things that's, like, I'm not going to be using algebra very much in real life. I am glad that I know algebra. That's one of those things that just like, it feels like I should know that. And I'm happy that I do. And there's other things where I feel like I should know that, and I don't. And I wish that I did. And I guess how a pyramid scheme works is one of them. I've never had that conscious thought until now, but I have it now. So the best way we can do this is everyone in the comments, just like give me the first like introductory information on how a pyramid scheme works, and then what you can do is reach out to 10 of your friends and have them come watch the video and explain the next part of how a pyramid scheme works. And if they reach out, then eventually, in no time, we'll fully have a comprehensive understanding of pyramids. Is this an act? Wait. Clearly I've been joking up until now, but if people actually do that, that feels like a pyramid scheme to inflate my view count, which my channel's not monetized, so I wouldn't be getting money off of it, but like, that still feels kind of immoral. Please don't actually do that. This time I do need to clarify, that's a complete joke. Don't do that. I feel like I may get in trouble, if not with YouTube, with the Lord, if all of a sudden this specific video has like 10 times the normal view count as all of my other ones, because I tried to organize a pyramid scheme to figure out how pyramid schemes work. So yes, officially this is a joke. On the other hand, it'd be really funny if this happened. So just know, on the record, I'm telling you not to do that. Off the record, it'd be really funny if that happened. Do with that what you will. God damn it. I do have a very fun title for this video, and I do like it. I try to make it so I'm not just summarizing. The title of the video is literally a quote from the episode. So I do have to say this word for word so that I can maintain my pattern. This video is not a pyramid scheme. Let's just see what happens. What are they going to do? Demonetize me? They could kick me off the platform if things get real bad, but we'll see. What are they going to do? What? It's all legit. This is all above board. It's a perfectly legitimate channel I'm running here, and I don't know why anyone would say that this video is a pyramid scheme. It's not. I said it out loud, and it's the title of the video. I don't know how I could be more clear. Wow, that guy really runs the full 50 yards, doesn't he? I said full 50 yards, and I want to be clear. I know a football field is not 50 yards. I know it's 100 yards. The way I phrased that made it seem like I thought... Here's what it is. It's the whole 9 yards is the actual phrase I was thinking of. But that guy ran way more than 9 yards, so I needed to bump it up a little bit. But there's very, very few situations in football, if I understand it correctly, which I think I do, in which you would be running a full 100 yards. Something's gone terribly wrong, probably on both sides of the field, if that happens. That's the sign of, like, a very... I don't know. Actually, that's probably just defense's fault. It might be, like, a very arrogant, cocky thing for the guy with the ball to do, but if the defense is truly flubbing it that badly after what I would assume is a punt. Wait, no, that's not how it works, right? If it goes... Yeah, no, that would have to be a very reckless decision, because if you catch a punt or get to a punt when it's in the end zone, you should absolutely get the touchback, which I think is maybe the phrase used for the thing I'm thinking of. Am I 100% confident that that's the phrase I'm thinking of? No, but that sounds right. So yes, it would be a poor decision on the part of the guy who gets the ball, and then it would have to be a really, really shitty defense for it to ever be a viable scenario of one person running a whole 100 yards in one play. Right? I don't watch a lot of football, but I understand most of the rules, and I feel like that's really the only fringe case where that would happen. If I'm wrong about that, I need a couple of different opinions on this. So if I am wrong about this, feel free to share your thoughts on that in the comments. But also, just to make sure I'm getting a diverse set of viewpoints, go ahead and make sure to recruit 5 to 10 of your friends to come here and also comment about other situations in which that could happen in football. I know I said we'd be starting low energy today, but this is honestly probably the most productive thing I've done in this entire playthrough so far.